Hi guys, Dave Pinson here, moving to the Philippines. Please like and subscribe if you like the context here, content. If you want to know anything else or you have any questions, please be free to comment. Um, Welcome. It's all welcome. Everything's welcome. Someone asked me to do some videos, so I'm gonna maybe do one of them today, right now, cooking in the Philippines. So um, I'm an American from California. So the things I like are might be different than the things you like if you're from a European country or if you're from New York or if you're from a different part of the country, right? Um, so I love Mexican food. That's one of my most favorite ones, and I believe that California has the best Mexican food in the world. So even more than Mexico, because every area has it. There's what they call Tex-Mex from Texas. There's Hispanic people, Mexican people live all over the U.S. So and there's different areas where they cook different things that I don't like. Some of the Mexican food that other people love. Like I forgot the name of that chocolate sauce. It doesn't matter because the reason I forgot it is because I'm not a big fan of that. I've tried it; it's okay, but so I guess the point is I do love Mexican food. So my wife makes something here that I call Mexipino, Philippine Philomex. Um, so what we do is we bring the spices with us, right? And we just use the little Lowry packets, the little packets. Um, Sometimes there'll be cans. We'll ship the cans in the LBC boxes. We'll ship the cans of the sauce, and this will work for anything. Anything you want to ship. If you're going to ship liquids, you have to be very careful. Like bottles and stuff are really not suggested to ship in a shipping container because those boxes are put into those. Who knows if they're going to throw those things around? So if you cover it really well, maybe cover it with a put it in a baggie and then wrap it really good with some wrap, different kinds of wrap, bubble wrap, and then wrap it up with a towel or something. Make sure that it's safe. But like stuff like for me, American, maybe for you it'd be different. Like Worcestershire sauce is hard to find here. Right, soy sauce is easy to find here. Even the kind of like, and they do have an import section in some of a lot of the stores here, so you can usually find. It's the kind of thing you're gonna have to feel it out. What do you want to, You also bring, like I said before, canned goods, canned tuna. You can bring canned tuna from the U.S., but once you get here, you'll find that there's some what I like the tuna in water, white, but the albacore is hard to find. So it depends on what you like, right? Like I like canned chili. I know it's not the greatest thing. We also make homemade chili here because why? We bring the fixings with us. We go to this store in the U.S. whenever we go on vacation. We go back to the U.S. We pack up a bunch of stuff in one of those LBC boxes for cooking, and we send it over. That includes anything you can think of that's perishable, that's not perishable, right? Anything you can think of. So, like I say, for her, we'll ship those spices over, like fajita spices, and it could be anything too. She also so let me stick on the Mexican. So what we do then is we take chicken, a lot of times chicken, sometimes ground beef, and we put the spices in it, and we make tacos, or we make mostly tacos. We make enchiladas once, but that's a lot of work, and they were good. We use the enchilada sauce that we shipped over, right? Um, but tortillas, you need tortillas for tacos, right? So we bought a tortilla press and we make our own tortillas from scratch. Normally, flour, corn is kind of hard because it's kind of hard to make them soft. So we're still developing that skill to make tortillas. So we'll make tortillas. We'll get everything we need here. We'll get as far as the onions and the whatever it is, cilantro if you like cilantro. I'm not a huge cilantro fan, but a lot of people are. So you can do all that. You can create whatever you want. I even made chili. I got chili fixins here. You have to buy the right beans. Like they don't have like chili beans per se, but they do have black beans. They do have white beans. They do have a red bean that tastes really good in chili. So you have to soak the beans for days until they get soft, and once they get soft, then you can make your chili. And it's very good. You can use a crock pot, or you can just use a pot, just like you do in the U.S. As far as so it tastes really good, by the way. Refried beans, you're not going to find those here. At least I haven't. Maybe if I went to the big city, I might find some somewhere. So that's out. I don't know. We don't. Pinto beans are kind of hard to find here. So refried beans, you can ship them over and then use them up, and then when they're gone, you have to think about your next trip. So stuff like that. And then for the ground beef, I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. the ground beef that we found here in the Philippines is not. We didn't like it, right? It doesn't really tell you what the fat contest is. They do have, if you go to a fancy grocery store, they do have like a, it'll say lean on it, and maybe it's better. So maybe you can find something you like. But we actually bought a meat grinder, and we use the meat grinder. So we'll go to this when we go to the grocery store. We pick out our meat. Like I said, we don't buy it from a wet market. A lot of people do that. You can do that as long as a lot of people don't get sick. Me, I'm worried about food poisoning, so I don't buy anything that's been sitting out at a wet market. I buy stuff that's kept refrigerated, right? So we buy the chunks of beef, right? We buy the different style of chunks of beef, and we always point at the ones which we pick it for them. Take that one, take that. Take the ones that don't have a lot of fat on them. We tell them. So we grind those up when we make our ground beef, and then we can make ground beef tacos. We can make anything. We can make spaghetti. We love spaghetti. Like I said, spaghetti marinara sauce, right? So that's what we like. Americanos, I think Europeans too. We don't like the sweet, sugary sauce that they use here in the Philippines, right? So, like I told you before, the spaghetti that they have here is sweet. So we don't like it, and a lot of people don't like our spaghetti. Some do. A lot of people do. So the kids don't. We have nieces and nephews here, cousins, little cousins that don't like the American style. So the marinara sauce is something we haven't learned how to make it yet, but you could probably make it from scratch. You can YouTube this stuff and figure out how to do it. You can look it up online. What's a recipe for marinara sauce, and you can make your own sauce for spaghetti or any kind of pasta dish. Spaghetti's easy because they sell spaghetti here, and it's fine. And ground beef and onions. It's pretty easy, right? And then toast. Like I said, I like the wheat bread they sell. I showed you the brand before. Um, I actually prefer the American style food like that to a lot of the Filipino food. I'm not a big fan of everything Filipino, right? I want to talk about rice for just a second because this is like one of those warning things. Maybe we'll do some more cooking as more stuff comes up in my or you suggest questions. I'm not going to show you how to cook. We have a cousin who does that. Shows you how to cook American style. She lives in Georgia. She has her own YouTube channel. Maybe I should link it up for you. Maybe I should do that for her. She's a good girl, woman, mother, I should say. Um, so I was going to say the warning about the rice. As you may or may not know, rice rice is very fattening. Um, so my wife was very thin when I married her, and now she's not as thin. So I call her rice baby. The little bit of, and you'll notice that Filipinos that are well fed, all the Filipinos that are well fed have little rice bellies, right? Because rice, they love rice, and they will eat rice 3 4 times a day if you let them. We found out that people will graze here. People that live with us or people that come visit all the time. It's not just 3 meals a day. It's plus, I think they're hobbits or something. They eat a lot of meals, so that I guess that's part of the culture. If they have it available, they will eat snacks. They like coffee. They like certain things that they like. Certain things they don't like potato chips, which is they consider potato chips to be for kids. Good for them, but then the rice makes up for it. So I just wanted to warn you about the rice. The rice is very high carbs, and so it's very fattening and produces sugar in your body. So I'm not sure it's that healthy. A lot of Filipinos have here have high cholesterol. They have heart issues. They have stress issues. They have I forget what they call it. They don't call it stress. They call it something else. Hypertension. They have hypertension here a lot. And a lot of them, I guess this is a cultural thing too, they believe that herbs can cure anything. And it's not 100% true. So, just take some grass over here and put it in water and you'll be fine. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it doesn't help. So, um, be careful of your rice because once a Filipino marries an Americano, a lot of times, and once they find out they have an endless supply of rice, you'll find that they will gain weight because it's kind of hard for them to stop, and then they see that everybody has rice at a meal, so they have rice. So if you can limit yourself to 1 cup of rice, and I don't mean one uncooked cup, so if you can limit yourself to that, I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you want, but me, I'm not a huge lover of rice. It's okay. I do my rice in a different style. I always put the fixins over it. So if I have like a meat dish, like she'll make stirred vegetables or something like that. I'll put it over the rice. That's my style. I'll put a little soy sauce over the rice. I don't just eat rice plain usually. Even if she makes me a tuna belly or something, that's another thing you cook. I guess this is longer than I thought. So tuna belly is really good here. We cook it in olive oil. We just fry it in olive oil. I don't know if that's the healthiest, but it's healthier than the other, I think. But it tastes so good. So I'll take pieces of that and put it onto my rice. That's just what I do. I'm kind of odd that way. Same thing with gravy. Okay, I guess I'm not done yet. So gravy, um, you can make it from scratch if you know how to make gravy because you can get flour here and you get all different things. You can get parts of the meat and put it in as to make gravy from scratch, or you can use those packages that say gravy on them. You know, sometimes what I'll do is I'll ship those jars of gravy from the U.S. and I'll wrap them up really good. You be careful because just make sure that everything is safe. Because when they put it in those LBC boxes, I don't know how they treat those boxes between the time you drop it off at the LBC or they pick it up at your house. By the way, they will pick them up at your house if you live in certain areas, so you don't even have to drop them off. So by the time it leaves there, to the time that it gets put on a truck, to the time it gets put on a ship, to the time it gets put in a container, you know, all that, I don't know. So be very careful as you ship your food. So you can ship your food. We'll talk more about Filipino food later. Like I said before, the ones I really like is maybe next time we'll do a thing on soups because the Philippine soups are very good, very good. It's like my favorite. The soups and the fish and the fried chicken are my favorite things to eat here. The Filipino food. God bless you guys. Ta ta.